So here's one way to replace mapKeys if you're using Lodash. So this is what mapKey does for you when you're using Lodash. I'm not going to regurgitate the company line for you because you can read that for yourself. So here's how I would typically replace mapKeys with just vanilla JavaScript. So let's say you have an array of objects. We use the food array again. And you want to take the value of food array and put it in a new object. So, of course, we're going to need a new object. Let's say the new object already has some value on there just for the sake of this exercise. Okay, and since food array is an array, we can run the for each loop on it, which is native to the JavaScript array. And then here we're going to return the predicate function. We're going to go through each element of the food array. And then we're going to use a little bit of what I call the object initializer syntax, or sometimes also referred to as the key interpolation syntax. I'll put a link to the documentation for the syntax in the description from Mozilla Development Network. Of course, we want this to be dynamic because we don't know what the property is at development time, right? We only know that at runtime. So the ID here, this element.id, is referring to the ID here inside of this particular object. And we are going to assign that to the element. Okay. Hopefully you guys are familiar with the for each loop. If you're not, read up on it at NBM. So let's take a look at the new object now. All right, so we have the two objects in food array, and then we have the original key value pairs in that we already had in new object. Now, let's say you're working with Redux, all right, and let's say you have a pre-existing state array. That's something that looks like this. Okay, yeah, I'm still bitter over that. What can I say? Anyhow, so you in the end game, you would want to say combine the state. You could do something like this. So we're going to spread out the data array. And then we're going to spread out the new object. So there you have it, right? You're combining all of the value of all the objects into just one. Okay, and essentially that's how most people use Lodash mapKeys. Okay, so let's say in Redux you're switching on the action type, and you have a case where you're fetching something from the API. Okay, whatever it is you're fetching. And when I say fetching, I do not mean the fetch, the new fetch function I'm talking about just generic fetching, whether you're using Angular HTTP or Axios or whatever. Okay, that's what I mean by fetch. So your reducer will look something like this. See that? Good luck.